Are we live? Welcome to another rendition of Just My Opinion podcast. It's your host and moderator, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris Adam One. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Feel free to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this content with your friends, family, and followers. Let's get this podcast, this YouTube channel in the YouTube algorithm. You heard me? Now I do want to issue an apology for yesterday's show. Uh Unfortunately, I didn't realize that I was mobile and I had to drive back and forth, and I didn't realize that my air conditioner car vent was pointing directly towards my speaker. So for like the past 6 to 7 minutes, you kept hearing wind in the background. So I do apologize for that, but we will get better. We always get better each and every day. Every little step we make, we will. Okay, all right. Enough all the fun stuff. All right, so let's get into today's topic. Before we get into Morant, as the world turns with Morant and his future with the NBA, I first like to tell you guys breaking news. Breaking news. This just came down the news wire. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see this. Ray Charles can see this a mile away. Uh, we all knew that this was going to happen. A novice was going to knew that this was going to happen, but sources are saying that the Philadelphia 76ers have fired Doc Rivers. Now, Doc Rivers was a pretty much a dead man walking. It was either it was title or bust for him, and they were not going to allow Doc Rivers to coach one more season with the Philadelphia 76ers if he didn't take them to the promised land. And a lot of people are gravitating to how the Philadelphia 76ers performed against uh, Cleveland, the Boston Celtics. Everyone thinks it was just only because of that. To be truthful to you guys, it was more to it than that. It's a course of ever since Doc Rivers accepted the job at Philly, and the Philadelphia 76ers fans, the organization had high expectations ever since Doc Rivers became the Philadelphia 76ers coach, that this was a title, this was a NBA title team in the making. And they had a lot of setbacks since Doc Rivers has became the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Doc Rivers has lost series when he was up. That series against the Milwaukee Bucks didn't really help Doc Rivers' case as far as keeping his job with the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm talking about ever since Doc Rivers has accepted becoming the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. The Kawhi Leonard shot, that didn't bode well for Doc Rivers. Uh, you know, they've been pretty much, putting blame, Ben Simmons. They say it was Ben Simmons' fault. They said they have to get a better ball club. They have to get better players. Uh, they traded Ben Simmons to the Brooklyn Nets, and in return, the Brooklyn Nets traded James Harden. And everyone thought that, well, this was the player that the Philadelphia 76ers needed, and he, you know, that proven not to be great, particularly in this series. Now, a lot of people are gravitating to the fact that uh, James Harden Doc Rivers so much is he hated him so much that he just didn't want to play, and he wanted the Philadelphia 76ers to win this, to lose this series, so Doc Rivers would not have his job next season. You also heard reports out there that James Harden you heard rumors out there that there's a possibility that James Harden may return to the Houston Rockets. And that didn't go too well for the Philadelphia 76ers fans and the organization. And we talked about this on yesterday's show, how Philadelphia, they got their must list is first and foremost, they're gonna have to find them a coach. All right. And I told you guys in yesterday's show, if you didn't make it that far through yesterday's show, I said that the Philadelphia 76ers need a veteran coach who's been there and done that, who's been through the ups and downs, and that can massage these egos if James Harden returns, if Joel Embiid, definitely Joel Embiid is going to be with the Philadelphia 76ers. But they need a coach that is going to make those two work a little bit harder. Now, Joel Embiid, he had ups and downs. He had peaks and valleys during this whole NBA regular season. And if you look at that series with the Boston Celtics, he struggled behind the free throw line. And James Harden has struggled in many games. And I feel like they need a veteran coach who they will listen to, who's going to demand respect. I think at first Doc Rivers was the tough-minded, hard-nosed coach that first year, those first couple of years. But then after the incident with him and Ben Simmons, where they wasn't seeing eye to eye on certain things, and that didn't help Doc Rivers' case or his chances. And really, be truthfully honest, Doc Rivers was running out of time. But anyway, they're going to need a veteran, an old school head coach that's going to, when the rubber meets road, he's going to have to push them. They're going to need a tough-minded coach. I don't see in the college realm someone out there that can possibly coach the Philadelphia 76ers. They just need a different coach, a hard-nosed, tough-minded coach. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay. All righty. That's a lot better. Okay. So, so the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be looking for another coach. And like I said, I don't think that coach exists in the college realm. There's probably some promise in the when you look at the teams that had success thus far in the playoffs. Like maybe there's a successor in the Boston Celtics coaching staff. There's a possibility that there's a coach there with the Denver Nuggets that's in the coaching staff that can that wants a chance and it feels like they can get the most out of the Philadelphia 76ers. But definitely they need a new voice. They need someone that they're going to respect, and they need someone that's going to push Joel Embiid to just do a little bit more better. And they're going someone that's going to push James Harden. I think they can't just let James Harden be James Harden. And allowing him to go to strip clubs and things of that nature, particularly when they are contending. Now, like when they in the regular season, when they got it all wrapped up and they're going to set their star players down, okay, then strip club it is, all right. But the Philadelphia 76ers, when you look at that series with the Boston Celtics, I feel like the number one thing I recognize is they're just not focused. They're just simply not focused. So we're going to have to wait and see who's going to be the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. But let's get back to the matter at hand. There's another video floating around concerning Ja Morant. Now, the video that we saw yesterday, a lot of people out there saying that was 2 months old. They said there's another video out there that just was a couple of weeks ago of Ja Morant doing the exact same thing. And JJ Redick on First Take talked about it, how saying he didn't break no laws and things of that nature. It's not like he brought the gun to the arena. It's not like someone got injured. Someone could have someone gotten injured or someone possibly getting killed. And that's fine and dandy to have that perspective, JJ Redick. But a weapon is not a toy. All right. The only time you should show your weapon is that when you're in danger or when you're protecting yourself or someone else. And particularly in this high climate of, mass shootings and things of that nature, I just think that Ja Morant just needs to check out the temperature in the room. This is not the climate to show off your gun on Instagram Live. Now, a lot of people are saying that this guy did an Instagram Live with Ja Morant in the vehicle. A lot of people said that that individual was trying to set up Ja Morant, this, that, and the third. I don't know what to be true. But I do want to say that obviously this guy wanted the world to know that he had Ja Morant listen to music in his car. So and this is what I'm saying. In today's climate, everyone's more concerned about having clout on social media. Everybody is more concerned about the clicks, the views, and the followers. And no one really cares on how they get the clicks, the views, the follows. Okay. It's like no one has any type of self-esteem. It seems like a lot of people are not, don't have morals. They don't care what they post, as long as people are watching them, as long as people are subscribed to them. That's cool with them. They don't care about nothing else. Nothing else doesn't matters to them except getting likes, hearts, follows, subscribers, and views. I mean, just ridiculous. And when Ja Morant, I mean, I guess I could have looked at it. I don't think I would have looked at it any differently if Ja Morant did it on his Instagram Live. But just the fact that, he's, brandishing a weapon on Instagram Live. And yeah, I can understand what JJ Redick said. He didn't break any laws. He didn't commit a crime. But in this high climate, the last thing you want to do is, show a weapon on Instagram Live or be in a car listening to music, holding your weapon in the air, because a lot of things could have happened in that moment. Ja Morant could have accidentally shot himself. He could have accidentally shot the person who was driving in the vehicle. The gun could have went off and shot someone outside the vehicle. There are so many elements that could have happened, if Ja Morant, because like I said, a weapon is not a toy. It's not something that you want to necessarily show off and flex on. And yes, that's just me being like the old guy. I mean, the old guy, get off my lawn type of guy. But I'm just saying there's so many elements that could have played a factor on Ja Morant flashing his gun on Instagram Live. Like I said, you only supposed to show your weapon if you feel like your life is in danger or someone else's life is in danger or you're protecting someone. And in this climate, I mean, all you have to do is turn on the TV. There's always a mass shooting at some mall or parking lot or school or church or business, wherever. And this is just not a good climate to be flashing a gun. Hold on one second, folks. Tested. Tested. Can you guys hear me? Alrighty then. I think you guys can hear me. Let me hold on one second. Yep, I think you guys can hear me. So yeah, uh, a lot of things could have happened, but didn't happen. Uh, and I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Well, I mean, let's just face facts and face reality. Just because you show off a gun doesn't mean that it was going to discharge." And the possibility of John Morant injuring or killing himself, for the person that was driving injuring or killing themselves, or the possibility of the gun going off and someone was outside the vehicle and they get injured or killed. I mean, the odds of that happening are the percentages are small, but you should never put yourself in uh, that type of situation. And that's why I think the NBA is going to go hard on John Morant. Now, we talked about a possible suspension of him missing the whole entire NBA season. And this is not his first time offense. This is just not something that was a random act, a random mistake, an idiotic mistake. Uh, John Morant has a history of showing off his gun. And I remember on Undisputed when Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, which, by the way, I'm not too big advocates of those two guys. I think sometimes those guys go a little bit too far on their analysis and their opinions and things. And sometimes it does get personal. Sometimes it does get chippy over on that show. But I sometimes agree on some of the things that they say. And they said yesterday's show that out of the 6 incidents with John Morant that happened to John Morant, 4 of those incidents had to do with him, with his gun. So this is not an isolated incident. Okay, if you talk about those 4 incidents that he already got punished for, if you want to say he got punished for them, I mean he missed like 14 games, well, no, 7 games, excuse me. And then you go to today's report where they said they have 2 Instagram lives, not one, but 2 Instagram lives where he brandished his weapon, shown off his weapon. This is not good, folks. This is not good at all for John Morant. And I'm sorry, John Morant is finding himself in some serious situation. And it would not surprise me, not one iota, if John Morant is suspended for the whole entire season. And that will derail uh, the future of the Memphis Grizzlies for next season. All right, because they're already on the hot seat, and I'm talking about the Memphis Grizzlies organization, as well as the players, as well as the head coach. They're in a do or die situation like the Philadelphia 76ers was this year. It's title or bust for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now they have already drawn the line in the sand about not bringing in certain players that were on the squad. Dylan Brooks they've drawn a line in the sand talking about, well, we're not going to sign Dylan. Dylan Brooks is not going to return on the team in any type of situation. So they already drawn the line in the sand with Dylan Brooks. So they're done with Dylan Brooks. All right. But if the Memphis Grizzlies got the mentality of it's either title or bust, or there's going to be some long-term changes that's going to affect the Memphis Grizzlies rest of their future, and the possibility of maybe this coach and a lot of people are not talking about it, but if the Memphis Grizzlies underperform next season, what do that coach get a second chance around? Because I think that coach is pretty much done with the Memphis Grizzlies. I think there are certain players on that squad that are going to be done playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. And with this incident with John Morant, now we talked about this yesterday, how John Morant, he lost millions of dollars with the Powerade, and now he didn't increase his chances on being selected to the All-Star game. How he lost millions of dollars on that end, and the Memphis Grizzlies are stepping back. Hold on one second. Okay, so the Memphis Grizzlies are already saying that they're not sure about signing John Morant to a max contract. Man, I got to sneeze so bad. Hold on one second. So yeah, so it's like this. First and foremost, have you ever want to sneeze, but it's hard to sneeze? Like, man, I'm trying to catch the sneeze. Okay, but anyway, I had to hit the sneeze button. So yeah, so this is sad news. You don't know what the NBA is going, which way the NBA is going to rule. Stephen A. Smith, Jalen Rose are saying maybe 25 games. A lot of experts are saying it's probably going to be much longer. It's going to be much longer. And hold on, man, this is just okay. That's a lot better because it was the notifications that were bothering me. I was getting notifications every 5 seconds. Okay, so bear with your boy. But yeah, John Morant, this is not a good look for him by any stretch of the imagination. And the NBA is still investigating. And a lot of people are saying maybe 25 games. A lot of other people are saying maybe the whole entire season. And if it's the whole entire season, this is not a good look for the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, I feel like this is the season where they better either win a title or, maybe falling flat, or maybe making it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. That could save the coaching job, the head coach job, and that could save many other jobs. But this season, they had high expectations, and a lot of things played a major factor in why they failed in the first round with the Los Angeles Lakers. Everybody, it seems like in the trade deadline, the teams that the teams that are still playing made some changes, made some not significant changes, but made some changes to increase their roster. And the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies didn't do that. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all I got for this live stream. Normally around this time, I answer questions. No one didn't leave any questions, and that's all good in the hood. Guys, be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell. If anything goes down, I will definitely talk about it in tomorrow's show. But so far so good. I haven't, and that's one of the reasons why I had my notifications on my phone to see if anything has transpired with either John Morant. Yes, we did talk about Doc Rivers losing his job, but that was easily expected. And hey, it's all good. But guys, I'm up out of here. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, possibly. If any developments play out on the John Morant thing, we'll definitely talk about it. Or any news concerning the National Basketball Association. We may talk about some Denver Nuggets versus the Los Angeles Lakers. We may talk about the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, how that's going to play out. We may talk a little bit about that. I'll give you guys my picks tomorrow as well, if nothing significant happens tomorrow. But I'm up out of here. I will see you guys on the flip side of things. And like I said, I do apologize. Hold up. Who you got winning in the West? Okay. I say it's the Denver Nuggets. Since Ryan wants to talk about that. Okay, cool. Let me put your question like that. There we go. Who do you think is going to win the West? I think it's the who's representing the West. I think it's the Denver Nuggets, and it's Murray and the Joker. That's going to prove that that's going to get that team propelled in the NBA Finals. I don't think the Lakers have a solution for someone that's going to defend the Joker. I think the Joker's going to have his way. And I also feel like maybe one, possibly two of those games, I think that's going to be a 5-game series, or maybe 6. It may go to 6. And I feel like one, possibly two of those games, Anthony Davis is going to be below average. He's going to have peaks and valleys, and he's going to underperform in possibly one or two of those games, or be injured. And I think LeBron James is going to have a flat game as well, particularly if that matchup goes longer. But I feel like the Lakers have nobody that can defend Joker. But yeah, I think the Denver Nuggets are a better team than the Los Angeles Lakers. That's just my opinion on that. I could be totally wrong. While we're going there, who I got for the East, I feel like it's the Boston Celtics. I think the Boston Celtics, they've proven in a couple of series that they can come back. They have enough arsenal that can propel them to win a series. They're not going to be scared. And I think the Miami Heat, they have kept that same roster the core pieces to that roster, even when they were in the NBA Finals against the Los Angeles Lakers in that bubble play, where the Los Angeles Lakers won in the NBA Finals, and they just haven't tinkered or made major adjustments with the Miami Heat. They've just been depending on that same roster. All right, so you have another question. Lakers getting 8 more free throws and 5 less personal fouls per game this playoffs makes me doubt makes me doubt. Well, makes you doubt about that. Okay, uh, that's true as well, Ryan. Ryan, however, when I look at matchups, and like I said, I could be totally wrong, and I think every series is different. But how I look at a matchup is I look at styles make fights, and I feel like the Denver Nuggets style. I don't think the Los Angeles Lakers have anybody that can defend the style that the Denver Nuggets are using to win these series. I think the Los Angeles Lakers have no one that can stay in front of the Joker. I think the Joker's going to have his way. Plus, I feel like the Joker is going to feel some is going to feel like, hey, I got something to prove here, because not a lot of people felt like I should have been MVP of the season. So I feel like there's no one on the Lakers that can defend the Joker. Now with Murray, I think they do have players that can stay in front of Murray. I think they can make Murray just be average, but I think Joker's going to have his way. And if you look at Anthony Davis, he really does not play very well with a defender that's that has the same traits and talents as Anthony Davis, and that player happens to be a big man. I think Anthony Davis falls flat when he has to deal with somebody like that, like a Joel Embiid, someone like that. I'm not saying the Joker's Joel Embiid by any stretch of the imagination, but the Joker is a big man that's very talented, that I feel like Anthony Davis is going to have a hard time matching up with. Okay, now unless they got somebody on that roster that can match up with a Joker and eliminate the Joker, then I will lean towards what you're saying. But I just don't see anybody on the Lakers staff that can match up with the Joker. I think the Joker's going to really have his way, and they're going to slow the game down. It's not going to be a fast-paced game, which that plays well with the Lakers. I'm pretty sure LeBron would like to slow the game down, make it a half-court type of game. But I think it's going to benefit the Joker and the Denver Nuggets more so than the Los Angeles Lakers. So, and you're right, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just go by matchups. Then when the series is over, I start looking more so at the stats and say, okay, why this team struggled, why this team failed. That I said earlier in this live stream, I felt like the Philadelphia 76ers, the reason why they failed more was because of this, was because of that. We started looking at the stats. Particularly yesterday, I don't know if you was here on yesterday's show. I started going in on why the Philadelphia 76ers tailed off and lost that series with the Boston Celtics. I feel like when men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. And I feel like, particularly with this matchup, I feel like the Denver Nuggets are going to advance and go to the NBA Finals. It would not shock me nor surprise me if the Los Angeles Lakers make it, but hey, whatever. So we're going to find out. Ryan, I don't know if you're still there, but we'll find out. And like I said on yesterday's show, I could be wrong, and I don't mind telling you guys when I'm wrong. But guess what, guys? I don't mind when I'm telling you guys I'm right about certain things. You guys know me. So I will get at you guys later. I will talk to you guys later. If something major comes up tomorrow, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll talk about the predictions. I mean, I talked briefly about my predictions for the East and the West. We'll talk about that tomorrow. All right. So, guys, I will see you guys later. Deuces.